So you finally found that game you always wanted on eBay. You actually have the money to spend on it. So you're gonna click buy now. It's gonna be yours. But you're worried about one little thing. Is this the real game? Or is it a fake? Well, today I'm going to show you a few little tips to help you spot a fake game. Because there are many ways to tell if a game is the genuine article or a fake piece of shit made in someone's bedroom. We'll start off with the easiest ones to spot and move up to the harder ones to spot. So first of all, the easiest games to spot a fake for are usually ones for the Mega Drive, or the Genesis if you will. Here we have a copy of Castlevania The New Generation for the Mega Drive, also known as Bloodlines on the Genesis I believe. Looks like the real thing, huh? Few little things to tell why this one is so fake. 1. The sticker is just all kinds of wrong. But the main thing, the easiest thing to spot, is this. See this little notched out part in the plastic? Sega never released any games with this. If you see this, it's a fake. Straight away. No questions asked, there is no real game like this. That's a fucking fake. Another way to tell if a Mega Drive game is fake is to simply do a little bit of research. A lot of games that you see nowadays never existed back in the day. This one's pretty obvious of course. Shadow the Hedgehog, as a character, didn't appear until the Dreamcast. So he would never have been on a Mega Drive game. This is a little homebrew. It's essentially Sonic the Hedgehog 1 with Shadow on it. Now a game like this shouldn't cost you much. It's obviously a fake because it's not pretending to be anything real. It's obvious what it is, but for people that are a little bit less in the know, you can still make the silly mistake and think this is real. But again, if you look on the cartridge, there's that notch. Dead giveaway. Here's something you're more likely to actually want to buy on eBay. Megaman The Wily Wars. This game is fucking awesome. And fucking rare. The number one type of game that people make fake copies of is of course the rare and the expensive. Megaman The Wily Wars is so rare that every Sega Head out there wants a copy. But if you do your research, you'll notice two things that are wrong with this before you've even opened the fucking box. 1. Megaman The Wily Wars was only released in Japan and Europe. And in them places it's called the Mega Drive. There is no Genesis version, so we know this is wrong already. But look in here, there's a booklet. That's something you really don't often see with fake games. A booklet is too damn difficult for fake game creators to make. They usually don't bother. So this shows a bit of effort. But then look at this. There's no notch on the side. Everything looks really genuine. And if you look on the back, it says Sega. Whereas if we look on the back of the Castlevania one, it says 16-bit. And on the Sega one we can see here that the screws are metal, whereas on this fake one, they're clearly some sort of plastic crap. This just goes to show, if a game still looks like it's a genuine article, Google it. Wikipedia the shit out of this. The only dead giveaway that this is a fake is that there was no Genesis version. If it said Mega Drive here, a lot of people would have been thrown off. But luckily, whoever it was out there that made this game, made it for people that just wanted to be able to play it. They didn't try and bullshit anyone. I got this game for 30 quid. If they wanted to, they could have slapped Mega Drive on it and sold it for over £100. So they could have screwed over anyone. But they chose not to. Highly respect them for that. Okay, so we've looked at the Sega side of things. Mega Drive is the number one thing they're going to fake. Master System, it's not really a thing that people bother to make fake cartridges for. Yes, there's a lot of homebrew things out there, but that's a different type of thing. You can tell if that's fake or not very easily with a bit of Googling. So now we're going to move on to the Nintendo side of things. Here we have Mr. Gimmick on the NES. A very, very rare and very expensive game. Now obviously, this is a fucking fake. Why is it obvious? Well, other than the fact that I own it and there's no way in shit I could afford the original thing, this is a homebrew one. In other words, the person that made it wanted you to know this was a fake. Like with the Megaman Wily Wars, the person that made this didn't want to screw anyone over. On the back, instead of the typical Nintendo sticker, he's put his own website. But other than that, I can't deny this is quite a convincing fake. So again, this is something where you have to research the hell out of it. Check out Mr. Gimmick on Wikipedia. Does the sticker look right? Check Google Images. You'll see what a fake looks like. Now for the Super Nintendo. Here we have Earthbound. Everyone wants fucking Earthbound. And again, it's expensive and it's rare. But, without pointing out some other little hints as to why this is fake, you should be able to spot something right away. The design, the artwork on the sticker, is very wrong. Here's a clip of what the artwork looks like just from Google Images, to show you how fake this is. As you can see, this has been called Earthbound Uncut, which is obviously not a real thing. But also, if you look here, it says reproduction. I have no problems with people that make reproduction cartridges as long as they slap things like this, or make it painfully obvious with the front artwork. Another little thing you can check out that's not so obvious to the naked eye, but if you look here at these two SNES symbols, you'll notice that the fake cart, the Earthbound one, is a lot lighter in shade than the Illusion of Gaia one. It's not much to go on, I know, but it's just one of them little things to help you spot the fake. Speaking of Illusion of Gaia, it's not a very expensive game, but it is a game that people have made a lot of fakes for. Why is that when it's not expensive? Well, unfortunately it's because it's Super Nintendo. Super Nintendo is one of the game consoles that you will find the most fucking fakes made for. It's a sad truth. Even me as a Sega fan will admit the Super Nintendo was a fantastic console. And because it was fantastic and because everyone loved it, people make fake games for it. They try to make a quick buck, and that's what it all is to them. So is this game a fake? No. This is the real article, this is the real Illusion of Gaia, it's the actual game. But a lot of people over here will look for the game and try to find it on the UK PAL carts that look a bit like this in shape. But the thing is, a lot of games, when it came to being in America and Europe, they were given different names. If you were to try and buy a game on a PAL Super Nintendo called Illusion of Gaia, you will instantly be screwed over. Because it wasn't called Illusion of Gaia over here. It was called Illusion of Time. It's the exact same fucking game. Just a different name. Both these games are real. Don't buy Illusion of Gaia on a PAL cartridge. It doesn't exist. It's called Illusion of Time. There's a lot of other things like this as well, if I'm honest. For example, there is no Ninja Gaiden on the PAL system of the NES. In fact, I believe it's called Shadow Warrior. So other than the Super Nintendo, what is a very popular console to have tons of fake games on? Well, unfortunately for me, it's the Game Boy Advance. The Game Boy Advance has tons of fakes. It is so easy to buy a fake game for a Game Boy Advance and have no fucking clue until it's come through your front door. So I'm going to try my best here to let you know all of the ways in which you can spot a fake. This is going to throw you off a bit. Here are two copies of the highly popular game on Game Boy Advance, Golden Sun. Now Golden Sun is not an expensive game, but it's not cheap either. Which is why there's a fake. Now, can you spot the fake? If you thought it was this one, you're wrong. That's the real one. The fake one is on the right. Now, how can we spot it without me moving the cartridge around? Well, if you look at the sticker and the font for Golden Sun, it's slightly faded. It's off a bit, isn't it? It doesn't look quite right. Also, if you look at the original Nintendo seal of quality, the colour is a bit dark. But to be honest, this isn't a major thing to go on, because sometimes they make it too bright as well. It's just another little thing to help you spot a fake though. This here is the original one. Now how can we tell it's original? Can you see the slight indent next to the word Golden Sun? It looks like the number 20. Most fake Game Boy games don't have a print on them. Now the number seems to always be different, I think it's determined by the game, but fake games don't have it. At least none that I've found. As you can see here on the fake cartridge, no number, no imprint. Now if you literally manage to get your hands on a fake Game Boy Advance game, here's another way you can tell. If you turn up and look into the cartridge of your Game Boy game, don't worry, you haven't got to open it, you will see some subtle differences. Right now what you see is an authentic one. This is the real Golden Sun game. See the way the word Nintendo is written? It doesn't have its iconic ring round it. Remember that. Look here at the fake cartridge. You will see the word Nintendo has its iconic ring round it. And it shouldn't. It shouldn't. Now I know you think it should because the Nintendo logo does have a ring round it normally, but inside a Game Boy Advance game it fucking does not. If you see the ring, there's an 85% chance it's a fake. If there's no ring, it's the genuine article in my opinion. Here again we look at the genuine Golden Sun, the real one. Do you see at the top of the pins? There are very tiny little holes at the top of each pin going all the way along. Yeah? See that? Well, here on the fake game, there are holes in the pins, but they're in fucking weird places. They're no longer at the top of every individual pin. They seem to be going diagonally down from weird places along the game cartridge. I don't know why this is, because I don't know how to make a fake game, but this is a surefire way to spot one. So now that we've had a look at a few ways how to spot a fake Game Boy Advance game, just for a laugh, I'm going to put a few fake Game Boy Advance games in front of you, and some originals. Gonna see if you can guess right. Here we have Final Fantasy VI on the Game Boy Advance. Is it a fake or is it real? It's a fake. Now obviously if you did all the things I told you before you'd be able to spot it, but from first glance the only real way to tell is that the Nintendo logo here looks a bit off. Nothing should ever look a bit off. It should always be 100% right. If anything looks a little bit off in any fucking way, question it. Why is it off? It shouldn't be off. It was made in a bloody factory by Nintendo. These people are arseholes when it comes to precision. They wouldn't let anything slip. Also, because it's a Final Fantasy game, yeah, high chance it's going to be fake. Popular name, worth a little bit of money at least. Good sign it's going to be a fake one. Here we have Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland. Is it a fake? Yes it is! Again, the Nintendo logo looks pretty blurry. Shouldn't be. Here we have Kirby the Amazing Mirror. Is this one a fake? Well, yes. The Nintendo logo does look right here though, doesn't it? So how can we tell that this one's a fake? No number imprint. There's always a number imprint. Fire Emblem. Is this one a fake? Yeah, it's a fake. No number imprint, but also the logo is slightly blurred. I'll admit, it's kind of good on this sticker, so you through the camera might have a little bit of a hard time telling that, but it is slightly blurred. Trust me, it's a fake. Here we have Golden Sun, The Lost Age. Is it a fake? No, this is the real thing. How can we tell? Well, even in the crappy lighting that I've provided, go me, you can see a slight number imprint. 34. This is a real game. This one is so painfully obvious I'm not even going to ask you. It doesn't even fucking say Nintendo on it anywhere. Not to mention, it says Megaman 6. Megaman 6? There's fucking 0 in the background. How is this Megaman 6? Well, you would be surprised, but this is actually Megaman 6 from the NES, hacked and put into a Game Boy Advance game. Which is fantastic. I wish I could find a Mega Man 4 copy of that. But still, it's a fake. Pokemon Fire Red version. This has just got to be real, isn't it? Well, the #1 game that they would fake on a Game Boy Advance would be a Pokemon game. Pokemon games were the #1 sellers across all the Game Boys. So it is, of course, the #1 thing that's going to get faked. Now, if you look at the sticker here, it's quite hard to see any way that it's a fake. All of it has been done really well and really precise, but there's no number imprint. And, while I won't bother to turn it for you now, it does have the holes along the pins in a diagonal fashion. Clear sign of a fake. The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. Is it a fake? Yeah, it's a fake. I wish it wasn't, but it is. Well, I've fucked you up now, haven't I? Which is a fake? Or are they both fakes? Well, no, they're both the genuine article. Wouldn't think that though, would you? Because they clearly look different. The Nintendo seal of quality is in different fucking places. The Nintendo logo, different fucking places. One of them has a logo for the ESRB, but they're both genuine. So why do they look so different? Simple. Every Game Boy Advance game, even the fake ones mostly, have this code. The code is different dependent on every game, but the end of it will tell you where it's from. EUR over here, Europe. USA, well, it's fucking obvious, it's American. Sometimes they make the stickers look different. Not by a lot, well, sometimes at least. And both of them show signs of being the genuine article inside the cartridge. Now I won't lie, when it comes to buying a fake cartridge, if you can get it cheap, and if it's the game you want, buy it. Fake Super Nintendo games are usually good. I have a fake Earthbound because I wanted the ability to play Earthbound. This was of course before a SNES Classic existed. I've had that thing for a while now. Final Fantasy VI on Game Boy Advance. I really wanted to be able to play Final Fantasy VI on Game Boy Advance. But I couldn't find the genuine game, and when I did, I didn't have 60 fucking quid to throw at it. So, I got a fake one for a tenner, and it works absolutely fine. But there are some fakes out there that are so craply made they can harm your console. Remember that Castlevania game I showed you at the start of this? That fake cartridge actually broke the pins in one of my Mega Drives. Sometimes the motherboard inside these cartridges is a little bit thicker than it's supposed to be, and that extra thickness is just enough to fuck up a console. Now I know that's going to put you off, but they normally only do that in the cheapest of carts. And I've only ever experienced it on Mega Drive. I've never experienced a bad fake cart in a Game Boy. And I have never experienced a bad fake cart in a Super Nintendo. But also, if you remember that Megaman the Wily Wars, that was a fake cart and someone put a lot of effort into making that. That fits in the Mega Drive perfectly. Doesn't bend anything, doesn't feel like it's too thick or too big or damaging the console. So there are levels of quality to the fake carts. Hopefully this video will help you in what you're trying to buy. Now you'll know if you're about to get screwed over or not. And if you're still not sure, write in the comments. Hell, if you want, you can send me a link to the thing you want to buy. Don't worry, I'm not going to steal it from you, I'm not that cuntish. But I can tell you if I think it's a fake or not, from the pictures. And if you're still unsure, then don't buy it. Simple. There'll be another game down the line, won't there? Anyway, thank you very much for watching this episode of GamePug. If you liked it, please click like or leave a comment, it's all good. And if you want to help the channel, please click subscribe, it really does help. Thank you very much for watching, I'll see you next time.